The ballroom sparkled with lights from tall crystal chandeliers. Rich people filled the room, wearing shiny jewelry and fancy clothes. Men stood tall in black tuxedos, while women showed off glittering diamond necklaces. Everyone was laughing and talking until the giant wooden doors slowly opened. The room fell silent. Standing in the doorway was a woman no one expected. She wore a deep maroon dress that fit her like it was made just for her. Her soft waves of hair fell perfectly on her shoulders, and her diamond earrings sparkled under the lights. Every head turned, every whisper stopped. In the middle of the room stood Richard Langston, an old millionaire with silver hair and a black tuxedo. He froze. His champagne glass slipped from his hand and shattered. He knew her, and she wasn't supposed to look like this. That moment would change everything, and Richard didn't even see it coming. Just a few days before the fancy party, Richard Langston had a mean idea. He was a rich businessman who liked to joke around, usually at someone else's expense. One afternoon, he quietly slipped a shiny gold invitation into a locker at work. It wasn't for a friend or a coworker, it was for the quiet cleaning lady who mopped the floors and emptied the trash every night, Evelyn. He and his friends laughed, thinking she'd either be too scared to show up or would look completely out of place if she did. That's what they wanted, to laugh at her. Evelyn had worked in that office building for years. People like Richard walked right past her every day without even saying hello. To them, she didn't matter. But to Evelyn, that silly invitation wasn't just a joke, it was a challenge. And deep down, she knew this was her chance to remind the world that she was more than just the woman who cleaned the floors. Most people at the office thought Evelyn was just the cleaning lady, but none of them knew who she used to be. Years ago, before her life took a hard turn, Evelyn was a talented fashion designer. Her dresses were bold, beautiful, and full of style. She dreamed of having her own brand and making a name for herself, but life didn't go as planned. A close friend betrayed her, leaving her in debt and with nothing. Slowly, her dreams slipped away. To survive, she took the only job she could find, cleaning offices. She never complained. She showed up every day, stayed quiet, and did her work. But that didn't mean she gave up. The fire inside her never went out. So when she found that shiny invitation in her locker, Evelyn didn't just feel shocked. She felt something she hadn't felt in years. Purpose. And she knew it was time to remind the world who she really was. That night, Evelyn didn't pick up her mop. She picked up a plan. The gold invitation left in her locker was never meant to be kind. It was a cruel joke. She saw the little scribbles and smirks from Richard Langston's rich friends. But instead of feeling hurt, she felt fire. Evelyn went home, opened her old trunk, and pulled out the one dress she had never sold. Her favorite creation. It was deep maroon satin, hand-sewn with care and love, a dress meant to make people stop and stare. She used the last of her savings to have it cleaned and steamed. Then, she borrowed diamond earrings from a kind friend who believed in her. As she got ready, Evelyn didn't feel small anymore. She felt strong. This wasn't just about going to a party, it was about taking back her power. When she looked in the mirror that night, she didn't see a cleaner. She saw a queen. As Evelyn stepped into the ballroom, all eyes locked on her. People gasped. Whispers filled the room. Some tried to guess who she was. Others just stared, speechless. The same rich crowd that once looked through her like she didn't exist now couldn't look away. Her dress shimmered under the lights, and her calm, confident walk made her look like she belonged there more than anyone else. In the center of it all, Richard Langston was losing control. His smirk vanished and panic flashed across his face. He pushed through the crowd, trying to reach her. When he finally stood in front of her, his voice was sharp and low. "What are you doing here?" he snapped. Evelyn didn't flinch. She gently sipped her champagne and smiled without fear. That one smile said everything. She wasn't scared. She wasn't sorry. She was exactly where she chose to be, and Richard knew it. Evelyn looked Richard right in the eye and answered calmly, "You invited me, Mr. Langston. Was that a mistake?" Before he could reply, someone important stepped forward. It was the CEO of a luxury fashion company. His eyes were locked on her dress. "That gown, it's stunning. Who designed it?" he asked. The room felt quiet again. Evelyn took a small breath, still holding Richard's gaze. "I did," she said with pride. The energy in the room shifted. Richard quickly laughed, trying to cover his shock. "Come on now," he said to the crowd. "She's just our cleaning lady." Some people chuckled awkwardly, unsure what to think. For a moment, Evelyn's confidence shook. Maybe this was all a big mistake. But then she stood taller. "Yes, I clean offices," she said clearly, "but I also create art. And unlike you, Mr. Langston, I've earned every step I take." The room went silent. Everyone was listening now. After Evelyn's bold words, the room stayed quiet for a second, then came the applause. It started slow, but grew louder with each clap. People turned to her with wide eyes and smiles. She didn't just walk into that party, she owned it. Then the CEO stepped closer and handed her his business card. "We need to talk," he said. Evelyn took the card with steady hands, knowing this was more than a moment. It was the beginning of something big. Across the room, Richard Langston stood frozen. The joke he tried to play had backfired in the worst way. His face was pale as he backed away and disappeared into the crowd. People were no longer asking about him. They were asking, "Who is that woman?" Evelyn didn't answer right away. She just smiled. For years, she had been ignored. But tonight, she wasn't invisible. Tonight, everyone finally saw Evelyn Carter for who she really was.